Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of the viewers from around the world. This is your host Vaibhav for today's session of JForex Indicators Explained. We will be considering the index named Money Flow Index, which is used to look for the momentum, whether it is bullish or bearish. We can get the idea of the trend prevalent for the instrument of our choice using these indicator. Money flow index is easy to calculate, easy to understand, and also equally easy to use on the chart and interpret the market signals. It takes into consideration the price action along with the volume to come at a conclusion whether the moves we are seeing are also accompanied by high enough activity to be able to sustain in near future or not. It simply tries to match the transactions with the volume, and depending on the high and low price moves, the higher and the lower price moves, we get a ratio, and ratio is used to arrive at the money flow index. So let us now head to the JForex 4 platform, the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the Euro USD chart, and on it I will plot the money flow index indicator. For that you can do a quick search, or if you just want to know where this indicator is listed, this indicator is listed amongst the momentum indicators, MFI. Here it is, just below the McLaren summation index. Money flow index is here. Now the other simplest way to find it is type in the MFI and it will appear. The parameters are default, the calculation period is 14. So that means last 14 hours worth of data is being considered to arrive at the money flow index values. Whatever is the advance or the decline over the given period of time, that is taken into consideration. And as I said, that those price moves are then multiplied by the volume data to look for the money flows, whether the money is moving into the instrument or it is moving out of the instrument, and using that we arrive at the ratio by comparing the advances and the decline, which are multiplied by respective periods volume data. So we get the idea of these moves and the accompanying, pardon me, the accompanying transactions involved to make the market move. The classical interpretation of this indicator is simple. This indicator gives you the idea for the momentum. If it is on the rise, that means the momentum is turning bullish, and if it is in decline, that means the momentum is turning bearish. And along with that, this indicator is also used to look for the overbought and oversold scenarios. So we have defined these two important levels, 20 on the lower side and 80 on the upper side. If the output is above 80, that is considered overbought, and if we have the MFI output below 20, then that is considered oversold. For the purpose of finding the situational awareness for these instrument of our choice. So here, if we consider the Euro USD moves we had yesterday, the MFI showing us the output above 80, and there we saw the Euro USD had risen substantially, and after that it went into consolidation, and then in today's session we saw this decline happening. Similarly, earlier in the day we had the MFI moving into this oversold territory, and from there onwards the reversal took place. So this indicator is going to give you a good idea of how much selling or buying has taken place, and if there is a possibility of reversal, you can rely on this indicator to make informed trading choices. And along with that, we also have the divergence factors into play. We can take divergence into play if we have the output of the money flow on the rise, but If the price action is not following suit, then that means the divergence is taking place and we can expect the price to change the course, and it is likely to move in the direction of the money. If there is increasing money flow in the underlying instrument, then in course of time the price is likely to move in the similar direction, similar trajectory. So we can consider the divergence happening. So here we had the decline in MFI earlier than the price move. Then eventually the underlying instrument also moved. Similarly, here we had the rise in MFI quite earlier compared to this price action, which continued to trend downward. And after that, the turnaround happened. So similarly, we can make these choices using other markers also. 50 is generally considered a critical marker while defining the bullishness or the bearishness of the underlying instrument. If we have output declining below 50 from above 50, then that can also be considered as the signal to go short or change our attitude from bullish to bearish, and vice versa. When we have the output rising above 50 from below 50, that signifies the change in output, a change in momentum from bearish to bullish, and this might be the time to go for new trades in the direction of this MFI indicator. So both ways we can utilize this indicator to make informed trading choices, and most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the indicator gives us good trading signals. Sometimes there will be noise, there will be false signals, and that is the case with almost every other indicator. So we can choose, we have to filter out some of the noisy trades which are not likely to move much, and that happens when we have the sideways momentum. The underlying instrument is not really going anywhere, and we have frequent changes in the trajectory of the money flow index, but there are no big moves accompanied by that by those signals. So we do have to be careful in such scenarios. All right. Now coming to the editing options, let us see what we can do to customize this indicator for making the indicator more useful for our trade horizon. So if you are a short-term trader, you can utilize these default parameters, set up the calculation period of 14. I think it works well. Even if you lower the current candle period to say 15 minutes or 10 minutes, 5 minutes, anything. If you are a intraday trader or if you are a small time trader, not small time, by small time I mean lower time frame trader, then in those kind of scenarios, the indicator is also likely to give you good signals generated using these price data. So here, if we consider the trade signals generated by this indicator, we had it showing us oversold trajectory, oversold situation around 14 GMT earlier in the day, and from there on we saw the Euro USD reversing almost 50 pips on the higher side, and prior to that we also had the MFI above 80, and from there on the reversal happened. So even if you use this indicator on the lower time frame, the indicator is likely to work quite well. So you can utilize this for other instruments also. Suppose for example, if we consider the USD JPY, the USD JPY has not moved much in today's session, but even in that case, the MFI has kept up its pace and it would have kept you on the bullish side. And if you were to simply use this 50 as the important marker of defining the bearishness and bullishness, then earlier in the day you would have been able to short it, and then as it reversed course, you might have even been able to go long. So both these kind of trades would have been taken by signal generated by the MFI. Alright, now I will revert it back to hourly for Euro USD. Coming to the editing toolbox, you can also extend the calculation period. Suppose if you want the calculation period to be much higher to make it more reliable, then you can do that as well. Now I am here using last 24 hours worth of data for deriving these MFI, and as a result of that, there are going to be lot less fluctuations in the plotting of this indicator, and it is likely to remain within the range. And if you lower the calculation rate, then it is likely to show too much fluctuations. Here if we for example make it 7, then it is going to change course much often compared to what we were seeing when we were using larger time frame for the calculation of the indicator. All right, so this is the most important input parameter for the indicator. There is not much we can do about all other parameters. It simply considers the price action and the volume data. So those are the parameters we can't really tinker with. Now coming to the output value, you can color it up. You can go for different styling combinations. So here we get this option to change the trend up, trend down color combination, or even you can change its styling combination. If you want to use different colors for trend up and trend down, you can do that. You can increase its width or decrease its width. You can even transparency can be increased or decreased. So all these options are there. Levels, the 20 on the lower side and 80 on the upper side, you can tinker with these color combination also. Suppose if you want 20 to be colored green and 80 to be bit of orange, then you can do that as well. Now if you want the output for the current candle to remain constant throughout the candle period, then you have to opt in for this recalculate on new candle only. So only when the new candle formation takes place, it will be calculated and it will remain the same for the given candle period. All right, if you want the calculation period to be highlighted, you have to opt in for this, and whatever is your calculation period, it will be highlighted. Calculate from custom data. If you want to customize the calculation further, you can go for the instrument from the chart, or you can specify the instrument as per your requirement. Same applies for the candle period. You can simply use it from the chart. So whatever is your chart's candle period, it will be used to calculate the MFI also. But if you specify any particular candle period to be used for the calculation of the MFI, in that scenario, regardless of what is the charts candle period, the calculation for the MFI will be done as per your defined candle period. Now in this case, the charts candle period is hourly, but the calculation of the MFI is going to happen as per the candle period of 15 minutes each. All right, I will revert it back to use from the chart side. It can be ask or bid depending on which side you choose. There is going to be slight difference in the output of the indicator, but not much. If you want the indicator to be available on all the candle periods, then you have to opt in for this, as you have to specify on which candle period it should be visible, and only on those candle periods it will be plotted. Suppose if you want the indicator to be available only on 15 minutes and the hourly candle period, then you can opt in for those two time frames, and for rest of these other candle periods there won't be any plotting of the indicator. So for hourly and 15 minutes we are going to have this indicator, but for example 30 minutes or any other candle period, there is going to be no plotting of the indicator. All right, base period can be anything from the 5 options. So you can try it out and see if there is going to be any change in output or not, and accordingly you can customize this option as well. All right. So, guys, that's it from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write back to me in the feedback section, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. For further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there too. I have also included the link for this JForex 4 platform in the bio. So give it a try and let me know how it works for you. I'll be back tomorrow with a new indicator, new explanation, new user. So do come back. Thank you all for joining in. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.